Did you have any drinks when you were in Edinburgh for the Champions Cup in the weekend?
No, I didn't know. I was working at the game, so I had.
We are professional as well, aren't we?
Well, I'm very professional, Goody. Thank you. I've got to be good at something. I've got to be good at something.
What did you make of that game?
Why being horrible?
What was a horrible game?
No, the tone in which you said.
What did you make of the game? I just want your analysis.
It was a very good game, Andy Rowe.
Is this with an open cloth?
I'm now dissecting it with an open wet cloth.
Wet cloth now. It's an upgrade.
Why is it wet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It just sounds better.
It's been under my armpits.
Oh, God. I was there pitch side. And it is one of them. I've always said it before. I find you get a much better perspective if you're watching it on TV. So when you're doing commentary, you get a higher view down to the pitch, and you can also revert back to the TV screen. I was literally pitch side, and I did have a little screen watching it. So a few things that I missed when I've looked back on it that I probably should have said in hindsight. Mate, Edinburgh, did you predict they were going to win or not? Did you?
No, I said Munster would win, just because of European pedigree, and it turned out that wherewithal and understanding and knowledge of winning games at European level, and you can pick out the bones of the game, can't you? But the opening few minutes, just take the points.
You say that.
No, you have to, mate.
I don't know necessarily in the opening few minutes. I don't think the opening few minutes you necessarily have to take the points. I think, Edinburgh came out before the game and they said that they wanted to play Munster-like with intent, really try and put them on the back foot, try and build momentum, which they did. Like Edinburgh had most of the possession in the first half.
Yeah.
And they had an opportunity to take the sticks and they didn't. They went to the corner and didn't come away with anything. But if you're looking at the game as a whole, Edinburgh were winning up until about the 74th minute.
Yep.
And then Pierre Schumann, I called him Schumann because everyone shouts Schu, but it's actually Schumann, Pierre Schumann. And I opened him up a bit.
Hell of a lid.
Hell of a player. He is awesome.
Have you Judiced him on?
No.
On Channel 4?
I took a superficial view of what he did. He basically blocked Ty Byrne, who's a big fan of the show, and we are about to open him up, unfortunately, because I've now...
Who up?
Ty Byrne.
I'm not opening him up at all.
Okay.
This is all you, Jim.
No. Okay, all right, it is. I'll take it. I'll take it as I've seen it. So I think Edinburgh were winning, like 13 points to 10. And nothing really thing. And basically, kick goes up, and Pierre Schumann just blocks Ty Byrne, takes him out of the ball.
Drops the shoulder.
I wouldn't say drops a shoulder, but he definitely blocks him. Ty Byrne goes down like he's been shot. I actually thought, and I was there with Lee McKenzie, who was doing the pitch side with me, we thought he'd broke his arm the way he'd gone down.
Oh, he's gone down like a sack of shit. Like
I thought he broke his arm. So how he's gone down, I'm like, he's fucked. He's going to come off here because he's broke his arm or he's fell awkwardly on his shoulder. And then didn't think anything more of it. Obviously, game finishes. Munster win the game off the back of kicking to the corner off that penalty that goes back, driving line out. Keith Earls ends up coming back, scoring in the corner again.
Good hands, wasn't it?
Two great hands, but two opportunist tries. One off the scrum in the first half, which was arguably shouldn't have happened because Conor Murray judo through Henry Purgos, but Henry Purgos threw the ball.
Mate, there's nothing in that.
I don't think there's anything in that, but people are questioning that.
Not at all.
So I get that, but the big turning point in that game was the Pierre Schumann Ty Byrne incident, and I've looked it back on social media along with the Henry Purgos Conor Murray incident. I looked at it about 10-15 times, and unfortunately, I just think that he's dived.
He hasn't dived.
Mate,
he's made a meal of it.
Made a meal of
and
it.
I know how to make meals of things.
Yeah, yes, you do.
A lot of meals.
If I got it like that, well, to be fair, Pierre Schumann would have been on his back, but.
But this is the thing, and Cockers said it about it after the game, didn't he? He's not going to hang him out to dry, but they're the games like that. And you look at the quarterfinals from the weekend. There was only one game out of all the quarterfinals that was an absolute massacre, which was obviously Saracens. But all the other games were really tight. And knockout rugby, quarterfinals, semi-finals, there's always 2 or 3 key moments like that decide the games. And the key moments that you can control, Schumann didn't need to do that.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
And that's the point. It's not, okay, Ty Byrne's made a meal of it, and he has. But the bottom line is, what Schumann's done is change his line, barged into him, not necessarily with huge force, but it's a penalty. Yeah, and it always makes me think, forwards, why do forwards do that?
Mate. Yeah, mate, and you're talking to a bloke who used to do it loads of times and just lost my head. But
you could get when you played, you could probably get away with it more because now there's TMOs are right on the money with everything.
I don't think he would have gone back though if Tide didn't go down like that. I just don't. And it's one of them, mate. I suppose you can do it, can't you? You've been clipped, so you can fall on the floor. You can.
Yeah. Although there was one in the Racing game where Zebo gets
Checked.
Yeah, and he's gone down. He's dived like a footballer. We're kind of hanging them out to dry without hanging them out to dry.
We're hanging them both out to dry a little bit, aren't we? Because if it's on the other hand, if it's on the other hand, then
if the shoes on the other
I
foot,
couldn't even think who puts shoes on their hands
take your shoes off
and your slippers on your feet. Would you do that for your team if you know that he's clipped you? I'll make a meal of it. We're going to get a penalty. We've, as a team, Munster were hardly close to Edinburgh, had all the possession. We get to within 5 minutes out. We score, we win the game.
Yeah.
Then maybe you do. I don't know because, as I say, if it was me, if Schumann did that to me, then he probably would have hurt himself.
Any player that can stand there and say they've never tried to kid a ref in some part of the game to win a penalty or whatever, everyone's tried to do stuff like that.
Guess who the ref was? Pascal Garces.
No, it is a penalties.
So he let it go at the breakdown. But Edinburgh were the better team.
Yeah.
But Munster literally had 2 or 3 opportunities, and as you said, Andrew, they took them. They just had the pedigree to take them. Edinburgh were smashing on the back door for a long time, and it did not open, mate.
Smashing the back doors down? Or?
Yeah.
But again, you go back to, and Cockers will look at it, and it's a learning experience. He's immensely proud of what they've achieved this year. But now Edinburgh have done this year. They've got to the quarterfinals, which they probably should have won. They then have to say that's a minimum requirement for us now moving forward, and you always want to improve. So Cockers will say, look, this is how close we are to get into a European semi if we fix these few things. Maybe we should have taken the points. Maybe Schumann, at that stage of the game, when you understand that things are going to be looked at, because it is close, you might get away with that early in the game if it's not as obvious or whatever. And there's, coaching tips of ways and means of doing it. The best teams in the world cheat the best. Let's be honest. We've played at Leicester. We go around the grounds in the Premiership. The away fans would always sing, same old Leicester always cheating. Saracens right now the best team. Do they cheat? They cheat like hell. But they push the boundaries. I'm not saying cheating like hell is probably the wrong thing to say. But they're always.
My house was in Luton, and I paid full whack, like manipulating.
Yeah,
there you go.
Manipulating the referee. Well done, Jim. But they push the offside lines, whether they're onside when they're flying out the line, all that. But it's about winning, and Edinburgh will learn massive lessons from that. And Munster have obviously lent on their experience, and it's pulled them through. Edinburgh were the better team, but it doesn't matter if you're the better team if you're out of the competition.